Hello YouTube. Alright, today I am ready to review the Dell Mini 10V. I've been using it around campus for a couple weeks, and I gotta tell you, I love this little guy. Having a laptop this tiny is very useful on campus because you're carrying heavy books and stuff. You don't want to be carrying something like a giant piece of aluminum around. It will break your back. But this thing, oh, so tiny. I absolutely love that part about it. Now, let's get to the machine itself. First of all, let's take a look at it. We have, of course, the Dell logo on the front. Very nice. Let's take a look at the side. This thing would focus. We have a Kensington lock, power, two USB ports side by side, which is very important if you're going to connect an external CD drive or DVD drive, which is what I have done. SD card slot, and on the front there's a power light. That's really it. We go to the side. We have your audio ports, of course, headphones and microphone. Another USB port, which apparently is power as well. I don't know. And we have VGA out, and we also have Ethernet. And you take a look at the back, and it's the battery. Let's take a look at the bottom. Alright, the bottom of this thing is a bit weird compared to some laptops. This door you think would be for the RAM, like it is on most laptops. Well, it isn't. It's for the mini card, which happens to be the wireless adapter in this laptop. Now, I got the 6-cell battery with this thing, so let's take a look at the battery. Alright, here we go. It's a long battery, a nice battery you can hit things with. Boom! Yeah, this battery lasts pretty good long time. I love it. I got this one with Windows XP Home Edition. Bought it with that. The original specs of this thing were a 160 gig hard drive, 1 gig of RAM, Windows XP Home Edition, Intel GMA 950 graphics, 10.1 inch screen, etc., etc. Well, I have changed the specs quite a bit. I put an extra gig of RAM in here, so now it's 2 gigs of RAM. And I replaced the hard drive with a 128 gigabyte Kingston solid state drive. So now I have solid state drive in here. I don't have to worry about data loss from it being bumped or something. And that's what I changed. Yeah. Let's open this thing up and take a look at it. Here she is. Hey guys! As you can see, this glossy screen's quite glossy. It's got marks and stuff on it. I'm not a fan of glossy screens, guys, for this reason that you're seeing right now. And I've heard doctors say they're bad for your eyes and other things like that. It's just generally not good. But I can get past the glossy screen because it's bright enough that the image on the screen takes more of a hold than what it's reflecting off of, unless you have direct sunlight onto the screen. Let's talk about the keyboard. This keyboard is very nice. It's very solid. All the keys are in logical places. I mean, big shift key, and it has a and I like this array of the arrow buttons very much. Just the small things like you normally see on Apple laptops. They do that sort of thing. 92% of a regular keyboard. Love this keyboard. It's very nice. It doesn't feel cheap. It is a sheet, unlike some chiclet keyboards you have, but I like it. I like it very much. Another thing about this laptop's keyboard is the function keys are pretty nice. I mean, if you guys use laptops, I'm sure you're familiar with a function key. So you can see you get your brightness controls, sound controls, print screen, home, end, insert, delete, etc., etc. Overall, a very solid keyboard. Oh yeah, page up, page down, home, end. Interesting how they have home and end up here and it up here as well. That's kind of weird. Overall, a very solid keyboard. And if you take a look at this, this thing has hinges embedded in the laptop instead of external, which I like a lot. That way the hinge isn't going to break if you hit the laptop. Trackpad. This trackpad's interesting. It has one button over here and one button over here rather than the whole thing being the button. This trackpad serves its purpose very well. You can scroll up and down by just sliding there and left to right by doing it down there. The gestures are pretty simple and very nice. Like that a lot. Alright. And of course we have the Intel Atom sticker and the Windows XP sticker. Now the Atom processor I have in here is an N280, which is running at 1.66 gigahertz, which I will be testing HD video on thanks to a person who left a comment on the other video of this. You will see that test in this video. Alright. I had Windows XP on here for a while. I had Windows XP on this laptop for a while. Then Windows 7 came out, so I decided to put that on here. And let me tell you, Windows 7 runs beautifully on here. Let's boot this up. Just to prove to you that there's no hard drive. Listen. All you can hear is the sound of the tape wearing in this camera. Yeah, it's a solid state drive. As you notice, what's weird is on netbooks, the startup screen for 7 looks a lot like Vista's did, just the bar. But on bigger laptops, you actually get the whole animation and stuff. There you go. Windows 7 Home Premium. Putting Ultimate on here would be a complete waste of money. For a netbook, you only need Home Premium or Professional. Either one will work. Alright. Go. Go. There you go. That's the 1.66 gigahertz processor bottlenecking this thing. And Windows 7 looks very good on here. Arrow runs fine on here. It doesn't make the battery go down any less than when it's off. Maybe by a couple minutes, but barely any. Yeah, there you go. I use this computer for general work around, general school work, like notes. I usually take this computer to class with me because it's small and compact. Of course, I didn't set everything to not open when you started up the computer. God. Of course, here we are. The new Windows 7 taskbar. Absolutely fantastic. And the antivirus I have installed on here is Komodo, of course, because Komodo is an all-in-one product. It has an antivirus and a firewall, which means that one program will take up less resources than two. That's just logic, in my opinion. And Komodo has never given me a problem. Ever. Ever, ever, ever. I love it. Let's just start up Photoshop CS4 to show you how fast this computer could be at loading things with a solid-state drive. It's still not going to be extremely fast because it's a netbook, you know. But boom, there you go, Photoshop. Yeah. Let me show you the my computer. See, this is a 120 gigabyte solid state drive. Let's see if I can prove it somehow. I could open it up, but I really don't want to. There you go. Kingston SSD Now series, SSD Now V series, 128 gigabyte. There you go. It's a solid state drive. Okay. Other things I have installed in here include all the Dell drivers. When you scroll with the trackpad, this is what happens. It brings up a little scroll menu when I do this. Sometimes I have to click and scroll though. There's some weird glitches.